Greetings fellow tank commanders. In this video I'm going to be showing you a game that I played with the T28 heavy tank concept. This is a tier 7 American premium tank destroyer with preferential matchmaking. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on Pearl River with tier 8 as the top tier and 1 artillery on each team. For this game, my T28 HTC is equipped with a tank gun rammer, enhanced gun laying drive, and improved ventilation. All of these pieces of equipment are based around trying to improve the gun performance, and the case of cola that I have the tank supplied with also helps with that. This tank has nice armor and good alpha damage per shot, and as you can see on that light tank there, but it does have a bit of a long reload time and poor accuracy. So the equipment in the case of cola that I have on the tank are to compensate for those weaknesses. Now, not running a fire extinguisher on this tank can be dangerous, because if an enemy gets behind you and just starts shooting you in the back, you'll die very quickly. But the few times that I've been swarmed like that, I wouldn't have found the fire extinguisher to be particularly useful. Since you have low hit points, you're unlikely to be able to get out of a situation where an enemy is directly behind you. The area on the map I've chosen to fight in is ideal for this tank. It's on flat ground, so it makes up for its slightly awkward profile, and the terrain allows me to angle my armor to hide the 2 weak spots on the side of the tank. Because this tank has such a good gun traverse arc from side to side, I'm able to hide my left weak spot behind the corner and fight at such an extreme angle that my right weak spot is also out of view but on the other side of my tank. This forces the enemy to shoot at your extremely angled and very reliable front armor. It's worked out very well in this situation, and the enemy got quickly discouraged from fighting me, so I was able to get some easy shots in on this T32. This is when you really get to see all my gun enhancements come into effect. With over 2 seconds knocked off my reload time and an extra 500 damage per minute, I'm able to shred this T32 quite quickly. My teammates and I have done very well on this flank, so I'm not going to slow the momentum. Now for more easy shots on the Tiger 1 hammer. He really doesn't stand a chance with 3 of us surrounding him. And thanks to my awesome reload time, I'm able to get 3 quick shots in on him, which is very valuable at this point since we now have a T29 coming in from the left and a Centurion Huntsman to the right. So that extra speed to take out that Tiger 1 hammer now allows me to reposition and fight these other enemies quickly. I'm immediately going to take up the corner here so that the CDC can fight behind me. But I'm not quick enough to angle my armor here, and the Centurion Huntsman actually goes through the front bottom plate, which is usually extremely reliable. It just goes to show you how important it is to angle that front plate around cover. That's another tier 8 tank down with some great support from my CDC teammate. Now the only enemy left to worry about on this flank is the T29. I do wish I had been a little more aggressive against this T29. But at the time I decided just to shoot through these dead tanks and hold on to my hit points. But I'm making sure to keep moving in between shots so that the T29 doesn't get an easy hit on my weak spots on the top of the tank. This T29 doesn't really have a chance to hold on now that there's 3 of us shooting at him. My 3rd shot finally goes in on this T29, but considering the advantage my team has at this stage in the game, I wish I had gone to the left of the CDC and tried to get a little more damage. Now it's time to go hunt down the remaining enemies. I've sped this up quite a bit because I ended up just doing a gigantic circle here. If I had chosen to head back to my base instead of going for the shot on their artillery, I may have gotten 1 or 2 shots on those enemy tank destroyers. My teammate that was capturing the base was nice enough to get off of it, and it gave me the opportunity to hunt down the enemy artillery. He's only a tier 6 and I angled my armor well, so I wasn't too worried about getting a shot from him. And that's it for this game. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how I did. For this game, I earned 88,000 silver without any multipliers, remembering that I used my large repair kit and the case of cola, which come to 40,000 silver. I also earned 3,872 experience without any multipliers. In this game, I dealt 4,479 damage, assisted with 218 damage, and destroyed 4 enemies while blocking 1,000 damage. This earned me High Caliber and Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. This is also the game that I earned my first Mark of Excellence with the T28 HTC. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 2,151. It was an overall great performance from my team. I managed to hit 16 of my 18 shots and penetrate all of those. A real testament to the reliability of this gun in close quarters fighting. In terms of crew and module damage, I damaged the gun on the M44, damaged the ammunition and injured the radio operator in the T32, injured the driver in the Huntsman, damaged the engine in the Tiger 1 Hammer, and finally, injured the driver in the T29. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing that game with the T28 heavy tank concept. In this game, you got to see the great potential that this tank has, but you can have even more epic games than this if you find yourself having to pick up a little more of the slack for your team. But in this game, I had good contributions from most of my teammates. This tank has some great silver earning potential, so don't be afraid to spend the silver to fully equip it and run premium consumables. That way you can reach the tank's full potential and have an awesome time with it. I'm looking forward to many more games with this tank in the future. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.